A good day, we are back with another tutorial. This time around, our objectives for today, we want to write them out. So objectives. So we're going to be looking at the any statements. We're going to be looking at the all statements, and we're going to be looking at CTE. So what are CTE? Alright, so now these two, the any and all, they are still based on subqueries. So we could not finish everything because I didn't want to make the video very long. So they are still based on subqueries. But this one is different. So now the any will start from there, and we're still going to use our same table so that we don't waste time. Alright, so any. So now this is similar to the in operator, whereby we write a list of values in a list, and we now use it to check if values in that list exist inside a column of a table. Now, if values in that list exist inside the column of a table, we're going to print out those values from that table. Alright, so that's what the any does. So we're going to use it similar to what we just did here. But this time around, we're going to use the any operator. Alright, so how exactly do we do that? Alright, so now you want to write your first query, which is you say select everything from group table. You now say where. So I'm trying to look for course. You say where course is equal to any, and you now say select, and you select only that column. You select subject from compare. So now if values in this column subject in compare are inside my course column in my group table, it's going to print out all the rows that those values fall under. So this would practically print out the same thing. There will be no difference. So if you run your code, you see that you get the same thing. So any is similar to the equal to any, rather is similar to the in operator. Yeah, so that's all about any. So you want to asterisk that. Then we want to look at the all operator. So the all operator specifically works for numerical values, not string values. So now the non-operator functions like this. If we have a list of numerical values, now we're going to use our subquery to extract a list of numerical values, and we're going to use our main query to check. Now we're going to use a column in our main query that also has numerical values, and we're going to check if the biggest value in our main query, that is if values rather, that is the values in our main query, if any of them is bigger than the largest value in our subquery, it's going to print out those values that are larger than the values in my subquery. So practically speaking, it's just going to, if I'm using the greater than all, we're simply trying to look for values in our main query that are bigger than the largest value in our subquery. And if I use less than all, we're trying to look for values in our main query that are smaller than the smallest value in our subquery. So it pretty much works like that. So we're going to be looking at examples so that we can understand it better. So we're going to be looking at values at examples so that we can understand it more. So now let me create another table so that we can create a list of numerical values. So create table numericals. Numericals. Now this one will have a serial number. It's a serial number serial. Just see numbers int, or let me just see float rather, just in case, or int. So int. Alright, then we want to insert values, set into numericals. So I'm inserting into numbers and say values. Alright, so I'll just give a t for 80 71 7 82. What am I doing? Sorry. Alright, so we'll just break it up from here. Break it up. Break it up. Break it up. Break it up. So you can do it this way. I think it's better to just do it like this. Alright, so I want to run everything that I can. Now in my subquery, I'll write first to subquery. So I'm going to select just that column, which is select numbers from numerical. Alright, so that's my subquery anyway. So now my main query is going to allow me to select everything from group table. Let me first see my group table. Now this would allow me to extract values from this my group table, values that are bigger than the biggest value in this my numericals table. So from merely looking at it, if I use greater than all, this would allow me to extract. Now the biggest value here is 84, obviously. So this would extract 86, 91, 85, 88. If I should run my query, you come here, you write your where clause. Say where score greater than all. Parentheses. Come here and you close the parentheses. Now this would allow me to print out all those values whereby the values here are bigger than the biggest value, which is 84 in my table. So you highlight it and you run your code. Discover that it prints out all those rows whereby the values there are bigger than the biggest value. And you can also do the same thing for the less than all as well. So now this is just, well, we have already started our analysis already, because so we're working with data, obviously. So SQL is a language specifically made for data analysis. It's not a multi-purpose language. It's used for storing tables rather that have data in them inside a database, and you find developers using it as a back-end environment to store data specifically for of people who use a website. Maybe when you sign up, as an example, your data, your email, your logins and everything are sent to a database. Alright, so this for greater than all. We want to look at less than all. Just change it. That's what you do. less than or. Then I'll just copy this query, practically the same thing, just change the symbol as well. So just change it to less than all. So now if I use less than all from what we have already explained, now we are going to print out values that are less than the smallest value. The smallest value here is 71. There's no value here that is 71. It's less than 71 here. So this should give me back an empty table that doesn't have any results. So if you highlight it, you will not get anything. See that we don't get any result because nothing satisfies that criteria. Alright, so we're done with any, we're done with all. So now this now brings us to common table expressions. So what are common table expressions? So now these are expressions, or these are temporary tables that exist during the lifetime of the execution of a query. So as you are running a query on your local machine or on your system, as a query is being executed, these special tables exist during the point of execution, that is, as you're executing your query. But the moment you are done executing your query, these tables cease to exist. So once your query is done, they don't exist anymore. So now the way you can write a common table expression, so that's what CTE stands for. So common table expression, CTE. Alright, so you create your common table expression using the with statement. So that's how they are created. You say with, and you give the name of your common table expression. So I'm trying to create a temporary table from this my group table. So I would run my group table again. This was the result it gave me. So what am I trying to do? So I want to create a temporary table from this my main table, whereby after this my score column, I will create another column whereby I add 5 marks to each of their scores. So I'm going to create a temporary table that allows me to display that. So maybe, for example, now these students, they were given points, or they were given bonus points, bonus marks for their performance of 5 marks. So I'll create another column that shows the increments, increasing these values by 5 each. So that's what we're going to do. And of course, the table would exist only during the lifetime of that query. The table would exist during the lifetime of the query. So I'll just call it mark increase. So that's the name of my temporary table, mark increase. Then you write a as statement. So that's how we create a common table expression. So they are run together with our main query. They're actually tables, but they exist during the lifetime of a query, and you'll be seeing that shortly. So I'll say select. So you want to select them specifically. So select serial number. So it's going to have a serial number. It's going to have my name column, of course. Going to have the original score. I'm going to have score bonus, as what I'll call it, so score bonus. Now this would be in, obviously it won't be called score bonus yet, that will be the alias. So I'll just open a parenthesis, I'll say score plus 5, and I'll say as score bonus. And you select the table it's coming from, so you see from group table. It's coming from group table. So now that's it. So now you can now come here and say select asterisk from mark increase. So you can see that now it has become a table. It allows me to hold this query down. It's a temporary table that would need to be executed together with this query. So this is the main query I'm writing. So now if I run this query alone, I will get an error to tell me this does not exist. Until I run them together, then to print out the result that I just wrote here. So you highlight everything and can do that. So you can see that we get score bonus here. We have a temporary table created called mark increase, and we have the bonus. So you can see it added 5 marks to 84, we have 89. Added 5 marks to 83, we have 88. Added 5 marks like that, like that, like that. So that is how your common table expression. So you can use it, maybe you want to just get a quick result from a query, or you want to just perform quick analysis on something that you don't want to, you know, make it too fancy, or you don't want to keep anyway, you just perform these. All right, so that brings us to the end of this tutorial. Till our next tutorial, have a very good day.